Welcome to Upper Dublin Cardinals football. I'm Jake Levine.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Hello, my name is Jack Ambers. Test. 2022, and two of the titans of the
played a close one since their ball game against North Penn, at least not one inside of a score. Upper Dublin gets a real test this week for the first time in about 6 or 7 weekends.
To kick off, it is a near full crowd toward the left side in student section. The kick is off. It is going to be fielded around the 6-yard line. Returning now, trying to find a little bit of space is Sean Purvey. He's going to get up and around the 34-yard line. And the man who returned it right there was number 5. Actually, a abbreviated first down, 1st and 5. We're going to see Zimmerman in the gun for the first time today. 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Carry right up the middle distance.
Second down. A little bit of trouble here. Zimmerman's going to fake a give and take an option play, pick up a few yards, 3rd down. It is going to be 3rd down as Souderton makes a substitution in this important game.
Sorry for the brief technical errors. We've had some issues with it this year, but
3 becomes 3rd and 8. That's a big play early in this football game. Dublin defense gets away with no touchdown, but if you're on the Souderton sideline, you got to feel good about that kind of a kick early in this one to get lead on the road against a really good football team. 3-0, Big Red. We'll be back.
Right after the carry, and we'll see the call.
Yeah, I think somebody came across early just based on where the flag came in from.
Usually if it's a false start, they would call the play
here to you all after a big run by Upper Dublin after a flag here. Working on technical difficulties. And illegal procedure is going to move the Cardinals back as we are trying to get it right with you here. We think we're back now. Again, I'm Jake Levine, CJ Ambrose. It's going to be a penalty against Upper Dublin.
With the influx of people here, that could be one of the main causes for the issues. I believe we are back. So it was a long gain, but the gain was... They're going to send Griffin Pensabine out wide. Shine is the one who made the nice play. A late flag. A 4-4 formation here. It's going to be a carry now on 2nd and long. A little bit of a crease forming, but they are going to stop McIntyre right around the line as it's going to be 3rd down and long. We only have stats for Upper Dublin through 6 games, but in those 6 games, Nafis McIntyre averaging over 7 yards a carry.
Yeah, he's a great player there and makes 2nd and 17. But when you put the football out there, it's bound to get knocked out by a big linebacker there, and that's no different. Colin O'Sullivan not protecting the football, and it comes out, and Souderton capitalizes with a short field.
Souderton is one of the best first-quarter football teams in all of the Continental Conference. They're averaging 18 points a game in the first quarter. So this is not out of the ordinary for the Souderton Indians.
Big play.
We have seen the range of the Souderton kicker, so even here you're not far out of field goal range. As we get another flag early, that's going to be on the offense.
Yeah, now you have to think you're definitely out of field goal range. But, yeah, I mean, Souderton comes up big. They get a field goal drive job there by Zimmerman. As soon as he sees that the Upper Dublin ends have come in towards the tackles,
DJ Cerisier, but they're not going to.
Yeah, I think Cerisier came in there right at the right time. It certainly was close, as you said. I think Cerisier timed that up pretty well, and they're going to get away with a 3rd and 7 here. And on 3rd and long, you're going to see this Upper Dublin crowd. That is the biggest you've seen all season for sure to it.
3rd and 7 to go. Coming out in the gun once again.
I agree with the call, but I think Souderton is not doing great on 3rd down. Souderton is not doing great on 3rd down. 2 weird play calls in my opinion.
4th and 9 after the 2-yard loss on 3rd. Rolling out to his right. Looking at Zimmerton. Bun McGill in pursuit. He hits him. Ball is going to fall. They did not call the play dead, so we'll see if it was ruled a fumble.
It's not going to matter.
Going to get the ball, though.
Yeah, I mean, again, Souderton afraid to carry. Playbook wide open, 2nd down. You take a shot here?
2nd down here. They are showing off coverage. I keep pounding the rock, really get this offense going. Try to enforce your will here on this defense. And that's exactly what Stover's going to do. Shine Roberts right over the middle.
We've talked about Coach Wall and his carousel at running back. He uses each of them in a different way. McIntyre, that one cutback. Shine Roberts gives you the burst.
I believe that was McIntyre should carry.
Yeah, that was McIntyre. It was a nice cut also. Payone was the bruiser. So Kornbluth also the bruiser. Coach Wall has done a great job mixing up the running backs here and changing the offensive line packages accordingly. And it's a hard, hard task to stop Upper Dublin on the ground.
Upper Dublin now. First down of the game. O'Sullivan, he's going to hand it off once again. No, it's a play action. He's just going to dump it off. Shine Roberts trying to get some yak yardage. He's not going to be able to.
Yeah, and Colin O'Sullivan with the big turnover last drive does not make the same mistake again. He looks downfield but has nobody open, makes the smart play and gets rid of it and comes away. The second part of his game I want to emphasize, not just waiting to make the cut, that extra intensity that picks up an extra 2-3 yards and gets him the first down.
Upper Dublin, they like this pistol strong formation. They're going to keep it, but flipped. It's going to be a run right over the middle. Nafis McIntyre barreling through a defender. Solid yardage once again.
Pistol strong. When you dedicate a fullback and a tight end, you want to run the football. That's the message you're sending. And there's something about this Souderton team so far on this drive. Upper Dublin saying, we're going to run the football, and you're not going to stop us, because that's what they've done here.
I was talking to Riley Hackett before the game, and he is excited. And I think that's one thing we're seeing from the offensive and defensive line of Upper Dublin. They look excited. They look amped up, a little more pep in their step for this game.
Yeah. And we talk about Upper Dublin's offensive line really has controlled games this season. We thought they wouldn't be able to do so against another physical outfit, but so far on this drive, they've been able to.
Once again, going to their feature back, it's McIntyre. Solid yardage down to the 15.
And as much as we like to talk about Dominic Payone and Shine Roberts and Jacob Kornbluth, Nafis McIntyre, like you said, he's the featured back of this offense. He's a true three-down back with patience, speed, and a lot of power, and Upper Dublin's going to him early and often.
Upper Dublin has built their team through a lot of transfers. Nafis McIntyre, not one of them. Homegrown Upper Dublin talent doing their thing. We're also homegrown Upper Dublin talent. Well, you're not, but
I'm
I
not.
am.
CJ is.
It's going to be a counter run. McIntyre cuts in, and he's going to get another solid gain down to the 10.
Yeah.
Upper Dublin is running on the back of Nafis McIntyre, and it is working.
Yeah, and the Indians' defense there finally is able to set the edge. So if they didn't, I think that would have been a touchdown, but they set the edge well there, and McIntyre smartly just cuts it up inside, take what he can get. 6 yards, nothing to scoff at. 2nd and 4.
Upper Dublin really using that kind of 2010s Michigan modern run offense, as it's going to be another carry, and still up on his feet. Very nice job there by McIntyre. He is going to scamper to around the 4-yard line, looking like Randall Cunningham with the rubber man play.
I keep talking about it with Nafis McIntyre. He's a hard guy to bring down. He runs with his shoulders forward, and he's able to pick up extra yards like that. And if you don't make a true body tackle, arm tackles do not bring Nafis McIntyre down easily.
1st and goal on the 4-yard line. Playbook wide open for Upper Dublin. They have been absolutely dominant with the run. Nafis McIntyre still in the backfield. They did move to the shotgun. O'Sullivan, he's going to make an adjustment at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be a handoff delayed. And he is... Oh, no, did he fumble? It's a fumble. Nafis McIntyre carried him through the drive, but here he coughs it up.
At about the 2-yard line, Big Red falls on it. 19 seconds in the first quarter. We'll be back after this.
Now it's going to be a run, and there's going to be some space to the outside. Cutting back in and out of the back of their own goal line, Souderton.
Yeah, Souderton, they're facing pressure there. They're going to take this probably to the end of the first quarter. They get out of there with a strong run, and Upper Dublin's defense, sudden change, is caught on their heels badly. We're going to change sides here, and we'll be back for the second quarter. Souderton up 3-0 on the Cardinals.
First down and 10. Ball at the around 12-yard line. They're going to be in the Army split back formation. Carry. And it's going to be stopped immediately. That's Niles Bun McNeil in the backfield.
Yeah, Upper Dublin's defensive line there. They get a little break after the quarter break, and they're able to come out here for what feels like more of a regular drive. And this Upper Dublin defensive front four specifically, led by Bud McNeil, as you said, ready to settle into this football game.
11:36 left in the second quarter, just beginning here. If you're just joining us, it is only 3-0. 2 fumbles by Upper Dublin have given Souderton the lead and a 50-yard field goal. Yes, you heard me. You can go back and look at it. An incredible 50-yard field goal for the Souderton Indians. This is a clash of two awesome teams and one Souderton. Both these teams have been dominant. Winner of this game gets the number 1 seed for the playoffs, conference playoffs. 4 games at home, that guarantees it, and they're automatic co-champions of the conference.
Big 3rd and 6 here after a second down stop by the Cardinals.
Play action, looking, has a man, first down, bouncing off a tackle. Now Colebrenner going to try to strip the ball out, not going to be able to.
Yeah, and that's the first time Souderton on a 3rd down play has thrown the ball to the sticks. I was criticizing them a little bit offensively earlier, saying you got to throw the ball to the sticks. Here we go, Souderton on 1st and 10, drive.
They're going to hand it off to Purvey on the jet sweep. He's going to be brought down behind the line. So these little trick plays where they give it to a wide receiver in motion have not worked for Souderton. They've done a much better job just running it up the gut.
And there's 3 words I have to say about that. Set the edge. Upper Dublin's done a great job doing that all game. They've struggled a little bit up the middle, but they have done a good job on the outside setting the edge defensively. And it's a big 2nd and 12 here. You talk about the importance of second down in a close football game. Here you go. Big differences we know between 2nd and 12 and between 3rd and 12 and 3rd and 5.
In a tight game like this, it's important to see who gets the ball in the second half. It would be Upper Dublin. They deferred. Man in motion a few times. They're going to hand it off now. And once again, a stop by Upper Dublin. A flag comes down. We will see the call. Sadowski got the handoff.
Yeah, looks like where it came in from, it might have been holding.
Defense.
Yeah, that's what I thought, just based on where the flag came in high school in the NFL.
That's correct. But, again, unlike the NFL and much like college, kickoff at the 40-yard line, and that's where we'll have it.
Yeah, the mixture between high school rules and college rules here at the high school level certainly is interesting.
Dublin.
Great throw by Zimmerman. Hackett doesn't get his head around. That's something they teach for the cornerbacks. You got to be able to get your head around. Hackett doesn't. You guys, defensive lineman. Flag comes in, though. Nice throw. Hackett doesn't get his head around,
And
it's a
that's
good
actually going to be
reception.
in the offense. So Hackett bailed out. Upper Dublin bailed out. And another flag on Souderton. The flag was the reason they ran. Number 31. Quarterbacks go like this. This is a great unit. Pauling, DJ Cerisi on the outside. Then Star Reeves on the inside. And also with 4 interceptions this season, Dom Peon and Chris Colbrunner. All first-team safety. He has 2 this year. This has been an awesome unit when it comes to their defensive backs.
And there's depth, too, with guys like Eric Berman and even Dan Johnson have gotten.
Berman with 2 interceptions.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth to this secondary. What is the Upper Dublin head coach Stover? You're able to bring able to bring a lot of players and feel like you have the requisite secondary to hold up. 3rd and 14. Do not be surprised if there are. Aaron steps up and delivers the football. The receiver just isn't really open there. It's good coverage by the Cardinals, and there's no choice but to punt to the football team who's leading right now. They've made mistakes offensively to the tune of 2 drives and 2 fumbles, but they're winning on the back of their defense as they have all season, and we're going to see how they can maybe turn in their first positive offensive drive.
Quintos, he hit the 50-yard field goal. He's going to be back to punt here. The snap is off. Bun McNeil almost there. That is a very high kick. And Dan Johnson making the smart decision. He's just going to fair catch it. So Upper Dublin going to have good field position. 49-yard line. We'll be right back. Upper Dublin's offense out. It's going to be Jacob Kornbluth in the backfield, O'Sullivan from the gun. He's going to look, quickly fires on the Ohio route, and that's going to be a nice little reception there for, I believe, Chris Colbrunner.
Yeah, and I like the play call there. They've been struggling on the ground to the tune of 2 fumbles, one by O'Sullivan, one by McIntyre. Here comes with the run here. And that's going to be getting out there and taken down. We may be experiencing technical difficulties still. Ball comes out. Colbrunner has it, but they're going to say he was down. Again, still working on the technical issues that we may or may. Still not looking great, I'm afraid. We're working it through here. We may have to restart at halftime. I'll say that now, but here we go here, 14-3, or 13-3, excuse me, and Souderton jumps early. A mental mistake. All right, we're going to keep working through here. I think you can see and hear us. So we're going to go right through. Again, I'm Jake Levine with CJ Ambrose. Upper Dublin leads Souderton 13-3 in the second quarter. CJ trying to work on the issues. Zimmerman under center, a little motion out to the right. Movement by the Upper Dublin defense, taking it and giving it and going to get out, and he is going to lose yardage there for sure. It'll be second down and over 10. We think we've solved some of the issues here with our Wi-Fi. It'll be 2nd and 11 here.
Yeah, look, it's already running smoother.
I think it should be running smoother at this time. Again, 13-3 Upper Dublin over Souderton. If you're just joining us, there's been a combined 3 turnovers. Biggest play of the game has been a fumble by Upper Dublin for a touchdown. That run is going to be a pickup of a huge 7 yards on second down. It'll be about 3rd and 4 now. Again, we are hoping that all technical issues have been resolved at this point. CJ hoping he fixed a lot of what you've been experiencing. Third down here. Scoreboard says 5th down and 11. That can't be right for a lot of reasons. 3rd and 5. Big 3rd down here if you're a fan of either of these football teams. You can't go 3 and out if you're Souderton, the way Upper Dublin has shown they can move the ball. Zimmerman under center. It's a toss play out to the far side, and he's brought down. That kind of play is going to get this crowd riled up. And a huge tackle for loss. Again, Souderton refusing to throw the football on 3rd down. Forget to the sticks, throw the football at all. And Souderton, the Big Red, are going to have no choice to punt back to the Cardinals as Dan Johnson's deep to return it. Again, we are trying to fix the issues you're experiencing. This punt is away, and it's high once again. A little bit of a theme here for this punting unit. It's going to be dropped. Dan Johnson muffs it. He doesn't come up with it cleanly. I think Upper Dublin fell on it. Yeah. Upper Dublin football. We'll take a little bit of a break as the offense for Upper Dublin and the defense for Souderton comes out. Again, I'm Jake Levine, CJ Ambrose, still working on the issues. Upper Dublin taking over here 1st and 10 at their own 35, trying to come up with a few more points before the break. O'Sullivan in the pistol weak. Fakes the give. O'Sullivan deep, looking for his man. He dropped it. He had his man Pensabine wide open. Excuse me, that was Starr, the new guy. Had him wide, and the transfer drops it. You're used to seeing Pensabine on those deep routes. Number 5 and number 8 looking a little similar.
All right, should be back. I believe I fixed it because I'm the best.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but yeah, for everyone who was experiencing the difficulties, 13-3 Upper Dublin. A big play to Chris Colbrenner on the last possession. I thought it was a great call, but then I looked back at it. Couldn't hear anything or see anything. But now we should be good, and hopefully we didn't lose too many viewers because of it. Jake, update me on the last few plays.
Souderton went 3 and out there. For those of you who are getting this game a little bit better, there was a penalty and then a big tackle for loss on 3rd down. Only choice for the Big Red was to punt, and now it's 3rd down and 8 after the missed big play and the 2-yard pickup on the ground here.
So 3rd and 8, Upper Dublin, they're up 13-3, 4:47 left here in the first half. The Cardinals, they are in the lead and in the driver's seat, really. The momentum is on their side, even after that missed deep shot.
For sure.
O'Sullivan rolling out to his right, fires, has a man, and it's caught.
Comes down with it.
That is a beautiful play at the sideline. 1st down, Upper Dublin, and that's been the big connection for Upper Dublin this year. Griffin Pensabine and Colin O'Sullivan.
And Griffin Pensabine goes high for it. He knows it's up there, but he's able to go up and get his foot in there. That's a tough play, especially with the corner all over him. Colin O'Sullivan makes a great throw, and it's going to be 1st down because of it.
1st down, Upper Dublin. 4:29 left in the first half. Clock stops because they went out of bounds.
Crowd got a little quiet here, trying to let the offense operate to come away with a few more points before the break. Upper Dublin will get the ball to start the second half for those of you who were not here to start with us.
Rolling out to his left now, O'Sullivan, opposite side, big block. O'Sullivan just going to take it, get pushed out of bounds, no reason to take a hit, and honestly, good job by the defender as well, not being too aggressive on the quarterback.
Yeah, and we've talked about Zimmerman being the guy who rolls out and isn't afraid to get hit and isn't afraid to cross the scrimmage line. Colin O'Sullivan, when he needs to, is not afraid to scramble, get outside the pocket either, and there he shows a little bit of that ability, come away with 3 yards and keep the clock moving here instead of what would have been otherwise an incompletion.
4:21 left in the first half. Upper Dublin 13-3. 2nd and 7. Ball is past the 50-yard line here of the Souderton Indians. O'Sullivan at quarterback. In the backfield, it is Nafis McIntyre. McIntyre has had a very good game. Did cough up the ball at the 2-yard line, but other than that, he's been excellent. It's going to be a quick pass and incomplete. I believe that ball was knocked down by the defender.
Yeah, and it could have been intercepted for sure there. Colin O'Sullivan a little laissez-faire in his delivery. Lucky it's not picked. And 3rd down and 7. Upper Dublin's going to have to regroup, see what they can do here, pick up a first down.
That's right. Upper Dublin trying to get the first down here. 3rd and 7 to go. We'll see the call by Stover. A lot of times we'll see Upper Dublin go with either a curl route or an out route to Griffin Pensabine. They did that last time on 3rd and 8, so I'm sure Souderton is ready for it.
Big play here, although...
Press defense, 1 high safety, 4-4, so 4 linebackers. This is what O'Sullivan wants to see. Man in motion. O'Sullivan going to take the snap. Free rusher. O'Sullivan evades him. He's now looking for the open space, and he's got a man. It's Star Reeves. He's going to run a lot after receiving the catch, and that's a big first down. Reeves makes up for the drop.
Well, you said it in the very beginning, 4-4. That means they're bringing 7. They do. That should have been a sack and a half. O'Sullivan sees it right away, makes a beautiful spin move, and keeps his head in the play, his eyes downfield, finds his receiver, the new guy, Star, and then you see why they brought Star in. That kind of speed and athleticism to get down not just to the first down, but all the way inside the red zone there, down to the 15. A huge play on what probably should have been a sack.
That's a D1 play there by Colin O'Sullivan.
For sure.
First down and 10, ball in the 14. Upper Dublin trying to extend the lead. It's going to be a bubble screen. Star Reeves has it. He's going to cut inside. This man is a weapon offensively.
Yeah, and he's fast and he's agile, and those are 2 things that when you get them together, you keep it. And Colin O'Sullivan, he's really been the focal point of the offense today. Although Pensabine and McIntyre have both been involved, it really has been all about Star here today, getting him touching the football as much as they can, and they have done a good job of it so far outside of that 1 missed shot.
But he atoned for it on the 3rd down.
He certainly did on a bigger play, in my opinion, a 3rd down.
It's all about making the next play. You can't focus on the last. You just have to be ready for the next.
Timeout on Upper Dublin, 3 minutes and a second in this first half. Cardinals up 13-3. We'll be back after this.
Second down and 5. 3:01 left in the first half. O'Sullivan in the pistol strong. 2 running backs. It's going to be McIntyre behind him. That's who they're going to feed it to. McIntyre cutting inside into the end zone. That's touchdown 8 on the air for him. Upper Dublin running away with this one.
Does not go down, Nafis McIntyre. Touch and go in the first half, in the first quarter rather. Souderton led 3-0 at the end of it, but now the Souderton offense has had nothing, and with an extra point pending, Upper Dublin's had 20 in this second quarter.
2020, the first ever game I commentated in for football. I came in the 4th quarter. We were at Souderton. It was the Souderton Indians defeating Upper Dublin 28-14. Coming full circle now at home, Upper Dublin, Souderton up 20-3 in the first half. Marquee matchup.
8-0 Cardinals, 4-0 in conference play, 7-1 Indians, 4-0 in conference play. A lot of spots on the line here, and it's been all Cardinals in the second quarter, 20-3. We'll be back for the kickoff.
The red and black, I guess you should say, flying all over the red and white. Flying Cardinals soaring right now, up 20-3. Trying to see how many more flying references I can make here.
I'm not sure if you're referencing the Eagles or the Flyers. I think there's only one of them you'd rather be referencing right now.
The Cardinals, actually. It's going to be fielded around the 20-yard line, and now still going around the 38. Temple also up 10-0. That's good.
Sure. Some American athletic football.
What are we at?
All right.
1st and 10. Thank you to everyone coming back to us after the amount of technical difficulties we have dealt with. Tell your friends that we have fixed it. Everyone here at the game, if they can hear us, we have fixed it. It is now going to be a run, and once again, nothing. If you're just coming back, Upper Dublin up 20-3. They have been dominant in this second quarter, just completely taking over the game, doing it through the air, doing it on the ground, but especially through the air. Colin O'Sullivan has been an absolute ace for Upper Dublin. Meanwhile, the run defense has been absolutely excellent. They have been all over this team, all the gimmick plays, all the jet sweeps. They have not worked. The inside zones, they have not worked. Upper Dublin has been absolutely manhandling Souderton in the second quarter. This is going to be a run, and actually some space here. Going to get a stiff arm, another stiff arm, and as I say it, Souderton gets a big play.
Yeah, and you were talking a lot about Upper Dublin here, but I want to talk about Souderton for a second. Since that first drive, they've had nothing offensively up until that play. This feels like a huge drive for Souderton.
Stay in this game.
Yeah, Upper Dublin gets the ball to start this second half. If you could come away with even just 3 points on this drive,
make it a two-possession game.
Make it a two-possession game here. Feel like you're in it going into halftime.
Souderton is almost in field goal range. Their 3 points have been off a 50-yard field goal. Man in motion, it is Purvey. Zimmerman, he's going to roll out to his right. Pressure coming, good blocking, but not good enough. Zimmerman holds on too long. Upper Dublin going to come in, get the sack.
Zimmerman not able to get settled in the pocket there. Tries to come to his right. There's nothing there. And he's going to get sacked for it, and the clock moves. And you got to wonder, how is Souderton going to manage this clock to maybe get 3 points on the scoreboard before the break?
And much to that point, Upper Dublin as well to try to extend their lead. If Upper Dublin can get a stop here on second down, a good stop that is, don't be surprised if they attempt to stop the clock as well, as it's going to be a run to Purvey. He's going to go forward, and that's not much. So we'll see what Coach Stover and this Upper Dublin team decides to do when it comes to clock management. They're going to keep it going.
Yeah, I kind of agree with this. You're up 3 scores at home. There's no reason to press anything here.
Why not try to get up 4?
Because you don't want to commit a mistake, I think, especially against a good football team. You don't want momentum to change too much before you go to the break.
I feel when momentum is in your hands like this and you have the ability to put a team out, you go for it. And Upper Dublin, I mean, look at that right there. Just nothing.
Defensive line.
Swallowing up Souderton.
Defensive line has no trouble there for the Cardinals. 4th down, and it looks like the clock is going to go. 15, 14, 13. Nobody's at the line. Nobody's calling timeout.
I wouldn't be surprised maybe if Souderton goes for a big play, but I don't think they're going to go up to the line. Probably better for them to just take it into the locker room and regroup. We go into the second half now. Upper Dublin taking control after being down 3-0. They respond up. Hold on. The first half might not be over. I think we got a last-second timeout potentially. Yep, there's a timeout. Timeout taken, Souderton, with about 2 seconds left. Once again, timeout taken, Souderton, around 2 seconds left.
A shot for a big Hail Mary here, you think?
Or a 60-yard field goal.
Either would be good for this Souderton team that hasn't had anything since there were 10 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Souderton players coming out to the line of scrimmage before Upper Dublin. And yeah, 1 second on the clock. So maybe some end of the first half fireworks here.
Scorekeeper's going to put that second back on for a 4th down. We'll see what they try.
And yeah, you can see going back there, Star Reeves. So he's just going to be back there. He's going to be like the center fielder. Now he's actually going to be coming up a little bit. Expect him and Cole Brenner to be center fielders. Expect safeties and corners to drop back in deep zones.
A little
Just
prevent defense here.
Prevent cushion defense. Keep the ball in front of you.
The board
Clock is messed up.
Yeah, that's 30 seconds. That's incorrect. There we go. 3 seconds sounds about right.
3 seconds, only time for one play.
Shotgun formation here, something we haven't seen much out of this Souderton club.
Souderton maybe trying to get some momentum here to end the first half. It's going to be a Hail Mary. Pressure comes. Looking is Zimmerman. Throwing is Zimmerman. It's broken up Star Reeves. So that will take us to the end of the first half. Upper Dublin coming back from down 3-0, scores 20 unanswered. We go into halftime. 20-3 Upper Dublin leads. Go to the bathroom, grab your popcorn. We'll be right back. Souderton is are we back? Souderton is kicking off to Upper Dublin, who's up 20-3. You know what's going on. Upper Dublin versus Souderton, biggest matchup of the season. That's going to be an automatic touchback because it was fielded in the end zone. You cannot, player safety rules means you cannot bring it out of the end zone in high school if it's fielded in the end zone.
Well, here we go here in the second half. We talked about Upper Dublin's going to get the ball to start here, and it's really going to be interesting. You have to assume that they're going to lean on the ground game here. It's how they were able to really drain clock in the first half, and they did it effectively, save for that fumble at the goal line by McIntyre. So I think that this is an Upper Dublin team that's got to stick to their identity here, salting away this second half, doing it on the ground, and they're going to have a matchup here against the Souderton defensive line. They do match up, but they have to...
Yo!
Sorry about that, and that is going to be a little bit of a carry there by McIntyre. Picks up 5 yards there. Second down and 5 as CJ dealing with some trouble. We should be doing okay here. Colin O'Sullivan coming in with the play. Clock is moving, 2nd and 5. CJ working with the fences. Here's 2nd and 5. Pistol strong. O'Sullivan in the gun is going to give it back to McIntyre on 2nd down, who's got a little bit of a lane, and he's got a 1st down, and he's still going. McIntyre running to the sideline, and he's going to get out to the 45. That is about a 20-yard carry there for Nafis McIntyre, and it's 1st down, and a lot of wood left on it there. Upper Dublin almost at midfield.
Sorry for not being here for a second. I had to handle some things off camera, but we're back now. We're back now. It is 1st down. Had to project my voice a little bit. Might have heard me over Jake's microphone. But it is a 1st down and 10, ball on the 43 after a nice carry there by Nafis McIntyre. And guess what? They're going to hand it off to him again in the counter. He's going to have space. He's still going. Good blocking. McIntyre down the field, and he's going to be into Souderton territory.
Yeah, and Nafis McIntyre is just showing you what makes him a great back. Again, he makes one cut, he's quick, he makes it, and then he's fast, and then he's hard to bring down. That's the hallmark sign of a good back. He's hard to tackle, and Nafis McIntyre is certainly one of them. As Upper Dublin here, clock is stopped as he went out of bounds. Going to get reset here. Upper Dublin, a touchdown feels like it would go a long way in cementing this one.
Yeah, it definitely does. One thing, though, is they don't want to burn it too fast, but if I'm Upper Dublin, I would not be too
don't worry about the
Souderton.
clock. Be a little more worried about the touchdown here. Souderton hasn't scored since their first drive of the game.
And that was a extremely long field goal. This is going to be a nice pass here, trying to get away from a defender. It ends up getting away from 3, and that is a great play after the catch there by Star Reeves.
Star Reeves there, we've talked about him really being the focus of this football game, a big offensive weapon for these Cardinals here, and he's showing you. Fast and quick. It's not one and the same, but you get them together. It's a really scary package for a defense, and Star Reeves certainly is one of those players who has both and knows how to use them.
Star Reeves, he debuted a few weeks ago, and he's really fully been cemented into this team offensively and defensively. He knows the playbook now, and we can see it. He has just been an absolute focal point of this game. Man in motion, that's Shine Roberts. He's lined up at tight end. Pressure coming, pass, and that's incomplete. I believe it was a little ahead of Reeves.
Yeah, not a great throw there, but O'Sullivan did have a little pressure, had to get that football out there. And not a huge deal. They are in field goal range here. Clock will stop, but 2nd down and 10.
10 minutes and 29 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Colin O'Sullivan, he is giving off the play, and now here comes out the center. Center is Alex Rossman, and he's really done a good job there. Good snaps, never really had an issue. Been real solid for this football team. O'Sullivan, he's going to hand it off. It's a run right up the middle. McIntyre just running through this defense. He's going to get a solid gain once again.
Nafis McIntyre, it really is a special football player in the backfield. We've talked a lot about, I said this in the first half, the running back room is deep for Upper Dublin. But give credit to Coach Wall. He's figured out who his guy is. He's figured out who's meshing with the offensive line the best, and it's Nafis McIntyre there. 9-yard pickups he makes look easy. At this level of the sport, they're not.
McIntyre's run sets up a very close 1st and 1. Really, third and 1. Really, I mean, it's a pretty short 3rd and 1. They're just going to hand it off once again. This should be an easy pickup, and it is. Still going, McIntyre. Still going near the end zone, and that's going to be 1st and goal. Upper Dublin within the 5-yard line.
Yeah, and that carry on 2nd down allowed them to just run the ball again on 3rd. And it's 1st and goal, and you have to think that there's no rush. Keep the ball on the ground. Maybe get McIntyre to atone for that first quarter sin.
Well, he already got a touchdown after.
That's true, but I'm saying at the goal line there, in the cluster, be able to hold on to that football and push over the line.
We'll see what Coach Stover decides to do. Will he keep it on the ground, or will he go Varsity Blues, giving the quarterback the touchdown?
It's a good movie reference right there, actually. Surprisingly on point.
They're going to go in the T formation, so it appears to be a run. Big man Martin Juju Campbell in the backfield. It's going to be a run, and it looks like stumbling right there a little bit. McIntyre, see if he's okay. And, yep, again, helped up by his teammates. McIntyre looks okay, just didn't get good footing there on the turf. The field turf here at Upper Dublin put in 2014. For the first about 50 years this field was around, it was a full grass field. Also, new track added in 2014, a new pole vault pit last year. Upper Dublin keeps improving this stadium and adding to its amenities, making sure it is up to date and still up with the times.
Certainly a nice facility here. It's older. It's old for its time, but it certainly is combining old and new.
And that is going to be close to the end zone. Not there. 3rd down.
And maybe you think they go back to the ground here for a 3rd straight time here? I would say, yeah. I would say no reason to throw it here. And, stop the clock or put the ball in jeopardy. Keep the ball on the ground for McIntyre.
3rd and 3 to go. I'd expect Upper Dublin to come out in the T formation here, pound the rock, and if you don't get it here on 3rd down, just go for it on 4th. But I'm not the head coach. Coach Stover's actually going to go the very opposite of it. He's going to go in the shotgun spread formation, 4 wide receivers going small. It's press coverage, but that doesn't really matter here with the speed disparity. And it's going to be rolling out to his left, opposite side of the throwing hand, and O'Sullivan, just nothing there.
Yeah, good pressure there by Souderton, and Colin O'Sullivan's jogging off the field. Here comes the field goal unit. Got to feel like it's a win for Souderton here, even with a made field goal. Keeps it a 3-score game, so they did their job defensively. McIntyre unable to get in on the ground twice, and now they're going to be forced to try for the field goal.
It's always interesting seeing a right-handed quarterback roll out to his left. I've been advised to not question the call, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
Sure.
It's about a 20-yard attempt, and they're going to say no jump, and yeah, Coach Stover going to make sure he calls a timeout before a penalty gets called.
Yeah, the little slow getting the kicking unit out there. Make sure they get this right. You don't want a penalty here to potentially take 3 points off the board. Will stay with you through the timeout. Assuming this kick is good by Upper Dublin, Souderton's got a 20-point hole. They've ran the ball effectively at times today, but they've shown, for the most part, an inability to throw the ball. Only 1 passing 1st down on the game. You have to start to wonder, CJ, how did Souderton increase their passing volume here in a game where they're going to be down by 20 points if this field goal is good?
I don't think they do. I think when you're Souderton, you have to stick to what works for you. Your quarterback is your leading rusher. And their best play was a trap quarterback option. I would really try to run a zone option attack here. Really option, and maybe throw a play action pass if you want to throw a pass in there. But I would try to move down the field quickly, get the stops of the clock after the 1st down, hurry it up, and use that option offense that you have. If you want to get receivers into the running game, you still can with triple options, with speed options. So that's what I'd do.
There is still time left in this football game. It's not like Souderton's all men overboard here, especially holding them to a field goal here. This is a big win for Souderton's defense.
And a bad snap. Upper Dublin should just fall on the football. Still up is Dan Johnson, and Good thing Upper Dublin doesn't lose the ball. And wow, that's a massive stop by Souderton.
And the momentum has shifted here as this stadium has fallen pretty silent. 17-point game, certainly not over. 7:30 in the third quarter as here comes the Souderton offense.
Upper Dublin was able to burn about 4 minutes, 30 seconds off the clock there, which is a good thing. Even if they got the field goal, it still would have been a 3-possession game, so it's not like it was the difference between 3 and 4 possessions, but it does give momentum.
Something, yeah. It's a momentum-changing play, and those 3 points could be the difference between a field goal and a touchdown necessary later if Souderton starts to mount a comeback.
Souderton flipping the play, and it's going to be a carry looking for some space, and again, this power running has shown not to work against Upper Dublin.
This is something we were really highlighting coming into this game.
There's a player down, so we're going to get the camera off the field.
We're going to take a little break as he gets attended to by the medical staff.
Injured players still being tended to on the field. It does bring up 2nd and 9, and once again under center, Souderton, so they are definitely sticking to that power attack. It's going to be a pass, almost intercepted. Very good play there, playing the football by DJ Cerisier on the slant pattern pass.
Yeah, and a good play there by Cerisier. Souderton tries to run the football, throw the football a little bit here, something that they haven't done much today. But they get it out there. Good play by DJ Cerisier.
Again, if a player gets injured, we are not allowed to show it, nor do we really want to show a guy who's in pain.
Yeah, no, of course not.
So now this brings up a 3rd down and 9 to go. It's going to be a pass, looking, taking a shot over the middle, and once again trying to attack DJ Cerisier. That is his 3rd deflection of the game.
And good for DJ Cerisier there. He gets beat a little bit to the inside, but he keeps his hand up and is able to still make a play on the football, impact the pass, and that's probably the difference between a 1st down and extra yardage and what feels like it has to be a Souderton punt, which if you're a fan of this team is deflating at this stage in the game.
Souderton with a lifeless drive there, but I do like that they were attempting some passes. Quintonis, he is going to punt it, and not as high as punt like earlier, but still pretty high. Not a great Souderton bounce. One of their players touched it, and they down it at around the 48-yard line of Upper Dublin. We are going to be right back. First down. Man in motion's Kornbluth. He's lined up at fullback tight end. Nafis McIntyre, he's going to run it and get stopped.
Yeah,
one of the worst, or I shouldn't say worse, one of the lesser valuable runs of the game.
Nothing really but nothing really there in that
But
instance.
nothing lost.
No, nothing lost, and the clock keeps moving there. Nafis McIntyre, when you run the football, not every play is going to be a 5 or a 6 yard pickup. Not every play is going to be exactly what you want. Sometimes you got to take what you can get, keep the clock moving when you're winning by 3 scores at home.
Like you said, a 3-score lead, Upper Dublin just trying to milk the clock. Man in motion. It's Kornbluth, and they're going to call a flag. That's definitely going to be on Upper Dublin.
Yeah, a little bit of motion in the backfield. They're going to get it on Kornbluth for covering the guy up.
So that's against the Cardinals. A few men check in. Star Reeves checks in along with Chris Colbrenner, who has seen a little bit of a diminished role offensively, but really focused on the defense, and he has been an awesome over-the-top safety.
Yeah, and I think that's really what suits him better there on the defensive side of the ball.
I mean, you say that, but then he had the 47-yard catch and touchdown.
That's true, but defensively, he's really anchored the secondary with Quincy and with DJ. They've done a great job in the back end, and they've allowed that front four to go to get the quarterback a lot.
In the spread, pass, going to be caught, and that'll bring it back to around where they were on second down. And speak of the devil, it's Chris Colbrenner.
Yeah, and I mean, we're talking about him on defense, offense, plays basketball, baseball, really just a true athlete, plays a lot of sports.
Athletic family. If you remember Johnny Colbrenner, he was here before him. Very good running back / receiver for Upper Dublin. He was one of the key reasons that Upper Dublin was able to win it all in 2020, win the league, win the conference.
Looking to do the same here in 2022.
Yes. A win for Upper Dublin tonight would give them the co-championship for the conference, and it would guarantee them a full slate of home playoff games. It's going to be a catch by DJ Cerisier. We'll see the call. I believe he was past the marker.
Yeah, it's going to depend on the spot. But just going back to what you were talking about with those two-way
First
players.
down.
Yeah, two-way players. Chris Colbrenner, one of them. DJ Cerisier, really a defense-first player, but he's not afraid to get involved on the offense. Upper Dublin is not afraid to have players play both defense and offense, whether skill position and secondary or defensive and offensive line, guys like Riley Hackett, right? So that they have shown an ability. They will keep the best player on the field no matter what their position says.
The bruiser, Kornbluth in. Play action to him. It's going to be screen set up for the leading receiver, Griffin Pensabine. He gets swallowed up by the defense, second down.
And Griffin Pensabine really has taken over Noah Lee's role as the true X-receiver on this team. Noah Lee obviously graduating last June, but Griffin Pensabine, only a receiver. He's a true X-receiver. He's out to the left or the right.
Plays a little linebacker.
Plays a little linebacker, but he's really a receiver first and foremost, and Colin O'Sullivan absolutely loves him on those short routes.
This is going to bring up a second down and long, 2nd and 9, where they were before the penalty. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen, 1 up top. That is Pensabine. It's going to be a run right up the middle, and there's going to be some space pushing his own offensive lineman forward, Jacob Kornbluth.
Yeah, nice little hole there, and Jacob Kornbluth gets through. Coach Wall, got to be happy with that. You're getting different guys the football. It can't just be the McIntyre show. Shine Roberts has had it.
It's felt like Jacob Kornbluth has been a senior for the last 3 years.
I can assure you he hasn't, but he certainly does look like one. He's a big guy, big fullback presence in that backfield.
Mike Aswat. Can't say the name, of course. Press coverage. Expect a deep shot here by Colin. He's making an adjustment, showing off the corners. O'Sullivan going to take the pass. Pressure coming. He's going to move up, take a shot, has a man, and it's caught.
Yeah, and he was getting
Tony Romo did again.
Little hand fighting there between the receiver and the defensive back. It's been quiet here most of the second half. Big play there by Star Reeves is going to get this crowd back into it. A lot of hand fighting, no flag, fighting on both sides, and it seems like the guy in the better position came down with the football right there.
That's exactly what it was, and that's a great pass by Colin O'Sullivan. He's running forward, and he just doesn't even set his feet, just tosses it up only where Reeves can get it. There was no shot that ball was going to be intercepted.
For sure. We talk about that's something that great Colin O'Sullivan does. He doesn't throw many interceptions because he just doesn't put the ball in harm's way. Even on 50-50 balls, the ball's really about 90-10 for his receiver.
Once again, it's going to be a run now. McIntyre, can he get into the end zone? No. It was 1st and goal on the 8-yard line. We'll see where they position it on 2nd down.
Clock is still moving, which you have to be happy about if you're on this Upper Dublin side. What? You got to be happy about the clock moving in this kind of a situation, because even though it's still the 3rd quarter, 3-score lead, feels like you're in the driver's seat, and a touchdown here would go a long, long way, especially here, only 2 minutes to go in the 3rd, and winning this football game.
A fast-moving 3rd quarter. The Cardinals have been moving it down the field, pretty methodically, but it's been an exciting methodical run, which is always good. It's going to be a play action, rolling out to his left. O'Sullivan fires, touchdown, got him. Niles Bun McNeil had the big play last week. He gets the touchdown here, and Upper Dublin might have put it out of reach. 4-possession game, 26-3, 27-3, PAT pending.
Yeah, Colin O'Sullivan's confident with that football, guys. He just is able to get that ball right where it belongs between the linebacker and the safety, delivers it well, and in the back of the end zone, his receiver makes the easy catch. We'll see if the long snap is any better. That was a problem on the field goal attempt. There was no attempt after a poor snap. It is Johnson the holder, and Pendleton will go for the kick.
Star Reeves very excited. The snap is good. The kick is good. And that's going to be an Upper Dublin lead, extended 27-3 with 2:11 left here in the third quarter. It is getting out of hand. It's becoming a rout here in Fort Washington. We're testing a new system here to see if the audience enjoys the mic on while we're on break. The only issue with that is it really hinders our ability to talk in between plays, figure out where we want to talk about where we're going to go. But we are trying something new, trying to make the viewing experience as good as we can. Hopefully next season, for the football season, we can get a TriCaster out here. I know that's what the team wanted to do after they got the lights permanently up. Hopefully we're able to get that done. Speaking of getting it done, that's what Upper Dublin has done here since the second quarter.
Really since the first drive by Souderton. Souderton's not scored since the very first drive of this football game. This defense is totally locked in on the run. The secondary is playing lights-out football, and the offense hasn't been great. Only 20 points today, because remember there was the fumble return. But this defense has really been the story, holding Souderton to just that long field goal.
That is going to be brought around to around the 32-yard line. So that's where Souderton will start, and they have to start hitting the panic button now, down by 4 scores. This is the biggest game they've had all regular season, and Upper Dublin has just showed up. Meanwhile, Souderton, well, they've been here, but they haven't showed up.
So 4 scores in all but reality, because 3 scores with 2-point conversions on every touchdown would tie it. You can't guarantee you're going to get every 2-point conversion, so it really does feel more like 4 scores than 3 scores. But you got to start throwing the football here, and that's what they do. Incomplete, a little bit low there, throwing off his back foot.
Throwing at the shoelaces.
Yeah, coming off his back foot there, doesn't get a full throw into it. Had his guy open there for a second, just unable to deliver.
Yeah, one hit a chipmunk right in the hands.
Sure.
It's going to be 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Fans on the Upper Dublin side look confident. They're starting to file out, which I hope they're making the correct decision. Of course, Upper Dublin fans filed out in droves against North Penn when they were down by 2 scores with a minute to go. Obviously, Upper Dublin was able to come back and win that game. That is really what set this team in motion for how they've done. This is a nice little bubble screen here. And still going. Upper Dublin is pushing them back. For some reason, they're not calling the play dead. Forward progress will give them about 7-8 yards. 1:51 left here in the third quarter. Clock not running for some reason. I believe it should be. Now it is when they place the ball down. Wasn't a first down, though. And we're going to get a timeout charged to Upper Dublin. Now, again, testing out the new system where we keep one mic going. That's what we're going to do here. So we're going to stay live on the air, but we're not necessarily going to be talking as much as we would if we were commentating the game or giving analysis. I guess we're making Zach's job a little easier at the camera, not having to click mute, unmute, mute, unmute.
For sure.
Upper Dublin has shown a lot of firepower here defensively.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the offensive fireworks are great, but defensively, this has just been something really good.
And
Joe Judge football right there. 3rd and 2, going to go for the QB sneak.
Got to cut my Giants like that. We're better now. We fired him, thankfully. Maybe we'll just fire Aaron Boone next because he can't manage a bullpen. But anyway, yeah, Joe Judge football for sure. And it's not just the defensive touchdown. When you were talking about the defensive fireworks there, they've really shut down the run game, which is the bread and butter of this Souderton football team. Again, outside of that first drive, they have had nothing on the scoreboard here. And 4th and 1, this feels like it could be an early precursor to game over.
Defensive players have to stay low, not jumping over the top. Stay low, stay low. And lower was Souderton. They pushed forward, gained the first down, so a big first down. And that's been 2 of their most effective plays offensively recently. Maybe they keep going with the QB sneaks.
We'll see. It's getting the chains moving, so can't make fun of it yet. But
and, yeah, they're going to go in the hurry-up. So I think that's a good decision. Get Upper Dublin off kilter. And as I say that, going backwards is the running back.
Approaching the end of the 3rd quarter here, less than a minute to go. Upper Dublin leads 27-3. It was the most highly anticipated game on both clubs' schedule. Probably the best team either would face all year. And it's been all Cardinals here in Fort Washington.
Upper Dublin, big hit there by Star Reeves. Upper Dublin does have a big game next week against a hot Quakertown team. We started off very slow, but are 3rd in the conference and have done very well recently. They've been on a winning streak.
Well, that's probably going to be the end of the 3rd quarter, and it's going to end on a microcosm for the game. Star Reeves, the player of the game for the Cardinals, making a huge hit on what's just blown up quickly for Souderton. Upper Dublin up 27-3. We'll be back for the 4th quarter.
Back now, man in motion, so it's going to be a split backfield in the gun. Looking, Shine Roberts, sack.
Shine Roberts brings him down with no letting up there, even in
Relative ease. Really.
relative ease, even in a blow. I mean, they might call that roughing the passer these days if it's against Patrick Mahomes. But big hit there, and we've got an injury.
And now a man down. That is the man who made the sack. Can't say the name, but do with that as you may. We'll be right back. player off the field. He is moving relatively on his own power. We're going to get a punt here, and it is a booming punt back around the 30-yard line. Fumbled. Who has the football? That makes it very hard, those high kicks, for Upper Dublin to receive it. They do say Upper Dublin will be able to maintain possession.
Yeah, I think he just fell on it after the ball came out there.
Yeah, but very scary. And when you have a lead like this, you might as well just fair catch it and let the ball bounce.
I
It
agree.
doesn't hurt. Even if it goes further back, it just gives you more time to even
to take
drain
clock,
more
yeah.
clock. But yeah, all-star of this game for Souderton has definitely been Quintonis.
Yeah, he has been. But the all-star of the football game, period, Star Reeves. First game in the red and black and white.
First game at Upper Dublin.
Yeah.
Or first game at literally at Upper Dublin Stadium, not his first game as a Cardinal.
First time here at Cardinal Stadium in Fort Washington, and he looked great today.
It's going to be a run and a good run, a lot of burst, and McIntyre is one of those guys that has multiple gears. He's patient, then he hits that second gear and starts going.
Another thing that you kind of find with great running backs is this notion that they get better as the game goes on. Now, that's not actually true. What happens is they don't get tired, and the defense does. This is something that great running backs like Derrick Henry, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, they all had this. They stayed at full strength. That what they were in the first quarter is what you got in the fourth quarter. McIntyre is one of these backs, and even though the defense is tired, McIntyre isn't, still rumbling for big yardage.
Rumbling down the field, a good way to put it. 10 minutes, 45 seconds left in this game. And it's going to be another run to McIntyre. First down. This clash of the Titans has not been much. It's been more of a clash of a Titan and, well, I don't know what else to call it.
I'm not well enough versed in Greek mythology to help you with that one, CJ.
How about a Titan and a Muse?
Sure.
Ten minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Souderton's cheerleaders trying to get them ready. Upper Dublin's cheerleaders, they are also in the blackout along with the fans in black and red. Wish Upper Dublin had some black top uniforms. That could be cool. It's going to be a run right up the middle. Who else? McIntyre bouncing outside. And look at that. That is amazing. Shuffling backwards, running backwards essentially as he's falling to the ground and gaining a few more yards.
As much as we can talk about Colin O'Sullivan, I think Nafis McIntyre may be the most valuable player to the Upper Dublin offense, especially late in these football games. He runs with this great intensity. Again, one cut back, strong, hard to bring down, and he gets better as the game goes along. Upper Dublin really has leaned on him all season and will continue to do so come playoff time, which this game assures them that they will be going to. Home field advantage throughout
it won't be a long drive for us.
No.
Gas money going up. Definitely helpful for us. We see, or hear, I should say, the Souderton band trying to get their team back into this one, but that is a tall task to ask of your roster when they're down 27-3 and unable to get off the field.
No. Third down here, though. They're going to get a shot at it.
And, I mean, a lot of times that's all you need is really an opportunity. Upper Dublin came back from down 2 scores against North Penn in under a minute. So it's never over until it's over. But this one just has felt all Upper Dublin since the second quarter.
3rd and 4, no rush to run a play. 8 seconds on the play clock. O'Sullivan won't snap it. Now he will.
It's going to be a run once again. McIntyre bounces outside, and he's going to not get hit, goes out of bounds. Kicker almost taken out, Austin Pendleton.
Yeah, Austin Pendleton gets out of the way there, but
he had a busy first quarter, but hasn't really needed to do too much since.
No.
Just a lot of kickoffs.
1st and 10 here. Once the ball is spotted, we'll get the clock back on it.
Or no, ball is spotted. It's when they break. It's when they break into formation. When they get set.
In college, after the first down, it's when they spot it. Here in high school, it's in formation.
No, in college, fourth quarter, it is when they reach.
In fourth quarter, it might be
formation.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's when formation in fourth quarter. We're going to get some yellow laundry out on the field, see what that is.
Clock will stop for it.
You know, it's funny. In sports like hockey, you get fans throwing octopus onto the field, get hats. No other sport in America we see traditions like that. Other than baseball, really, where we've seen beach balls onto the field. I would like to see something like that in football, potentially.
I don't think you really get that in football. I agree. I think that's much more of a hockey thing. It's kind of like fights between the players. They're almost encouraged in hockey, but you would never see baseball players fight.
What are you talking about? Baseball players fight.
I mean, they fight, but that's only if they get hit. That's only if there's a reason.
You can tell it's some fourth quarter football here in a wide game. Definitely getting off topic, but let's get back into this one. 8:08 left. It's going to be a play action. O'Sullivan looks for the kill shot. Has a man. It's caught. Touchdown. Upper Dublin. DJ Cerisier from 42 yards out.
Beautifully thrown football, ladies and gentlemen. Colin O'Sullivan, folks, just gets out, and he sees Cerisier's got a step. With a quarterback like O'Sullivan, all he needs is a step. He releases that ball with perfect touch, and that's the kind of thing, like, when it comes to quarterbacks, you either have that or you don't. And Colin O'Sullivan has that beautiful touch
play
to
by
throw
DJ
the ball
Cerisier,
deep.
a la Willie Mays on the run over the shoulder.
33-3 Upper Dublin.
Now the kick is up, and it is going to be good. Up at the Polo Grounds, Willie Mays made that catch near your hometown.
Yeah. Doesn't stand anymore, but served as the home of the then New York Giants, the San Francisco Giants, and then the New York Football Giants that still exist today.
And the Mets for a short time as well.
That is true before Shea was built.
Yeah, good thing that got demolished.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this, but the Mets, they actually derived their uniforms from the three baseball teams that played in New York. The orange from the Giants, the blue from the Dodgers, and the pinstripes from the Yankees. A little bit of history there.
Yeah, I mean, they're just total copycats, and that's why nobody likes them. That's why they're the worst organization in baseball.
The Phillies fan up here slandering them.
I mean, just by far. I mean, that's why they were the first team in the NL East to get eliminated in the playoffs. All that money, and it gets you booted in the first round. Ain't that something?
That sure is.
Danny Burgers couldn't get into the second round.
The Phillies fan is in their element after 11 years without playoff baseball as the kick's away.
Another nice kick. This one going to be fielded a little shorter at around the 12-yard line, running upfield and brought down at about the 28.
Here comes the defense for Upper Dublin and the offense for Souderton off the board since the first quarter, the first drive of the first quarter, I might add. 34-3 Cardinals.
What was forecasted to be a competitive game has turned into a rout. Upper Dublin up 34-3.
It's turned into what, let's be honest, what a lot of Upper Dublin football games look like, where they control the clock, they're great defensively, the secondary shut down, and they control the game in the second half, and it's not really competitive. So you got to give a lot of credit to Upper Dublin not changing their formula, even though they're playing a good football team.
Pass is incomplete. That will stop the clock and keep us here a little longer. 7:49 left. And now it's time for some pride football right here.
Yes.
When it comes to points, as in points for league points, this will officially give Upper Dublin, saying they hold on, which it looks like they will, it will officially give them the first seed in the Continental Conference, and it will also give them 4 home playoff games and the title of co-champions of the league at worst.
Incompletion there, a little high for his receiver. Second down. Or excuse me, third down there. Scoreboard did not change the mark. That was 2nd and 10. Now it's 3rd and 10. Another incompletion, 7:45 left in the ball game.
3rd down and 10. Fans from both sides starting to file out. They see the writing on the proverbial wall. Upper Dublin has done a very good job of finishing games in the second half this year.
That's a very good way to put it. A lot of coaches talk about finish, right? Finish halves, finish drives, finish games. Upper Dublin's a great team at finishing, except for that one play in the first half where McIntyre coughed it up. They've been a big finishing team all year. 3 incompletions here. Souderton, I guess they can try and go for it. I mean,
doesn't hurt not to.
But the punting unit's going to come out.
And honestly, the punting unit has been one of their most effective parts on 4th down. 2 muffed punts by Upper Dublin. Souderton maybe think they could recover one if they get down close, fast enough. Eric Berman usually back to return with Johnson. Now it's going to be Star Reeves along with Johnson. I don't know if I agree with the call there.
We know you don't agree with it.
A booming kick, and Upper Dublin taking the advice that I said. Just let it go. No need to even touch it. That also helps burn a little bit of clock, as clock now down to 7:27. Also, if Upper Dublin takes the lead here by more than 35, we get a running clock because we're in the second half. So that's something Upper Dublin's probably going to try to do here. Well, we're in the 4th quarter, not necessarily the 7th inning stretch in Boston, but Sweet Caroline still playing out by the band.
You ever been to Fenway?
I have, for a game. It was probably the coolest experience of my life. Got a ball thrown to me by Andrew Jones of the Orioles. I just happened to be wearing orange with a blue Phillies cap, and I guess he thought I was there for an Orioles fan.
That's very cool.
That is going to be a short gain by McIntyre. It was that season where the Red Sox actually won the World Series, so I was watching a World Series team play there. I know you adjusting your Yankees hat now, talking about that World Series.
We're not going to go there, but
6:52 left here. Clock is running. Upper Dublin going to come out 2nd and 8. Upper Dublin knows the importance of this game, so they're going to keep the starters in even though they're up 31. It's going to be a pitch outside, trying to get the edge, cutting inside, probably the correct decision. Going to keep the clock going. Nafis McIntyre has to be nearing 25 carries.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's carried the ball well today, and he's made up for the fumble in the first quarter for sure. The clock is now moving. It's 3rd down and 3 to go here. 6 minutes to go in the ball game.
One of our teachers, Mr. Blige, and I was talking about the game with him before. He said, "In the bag." He was very confident, and that confidence projecting. I also talked to Coach Stover before the game, and that's what he said too. Very confident. He was just itching for this game to start.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't really blame these Cardinals, assuming they hold on today. They'll move to 9-0, 5-0 in conference play.
One more game left in the regular season.
For a perfect season for sure.
It's going to be a carry up the middle, still going, brought down, 1st down, and milking the game.
The lines I say about McIntyre really just write themselves at this point. Bruising back with quickness, one cut, and he's hard to bring down. I mean, you can't ask for a much different combination in your running back than that.
Upper Dublin putting the bread in the oven and letting it rise. Just waiting. So still looking here, taking their time. Play clock under 10 seconds. The fans who have not left yet are preparing their stuff to go. And O'Sullivan sees that and he says, no, wait a minute. We're calling a timeout. I'm sure it'll probably be a pretty short timeout, so we'll just stay with you. Clock still running through the timeout. Kind of defeats the purpose of timeout.
Yeah, now the refs are going to see it.
The ref notices it, and he's like, whoa, why is the clock going? So they're going to stop at 4:39. They probably have to reset the game clock up to about 4:48. And yeah, he's talking with fellow refs. I'm sure both teams don't necessarily care about 11 seconds or 9 seconds.
Especially in a ball game that's been like this right now.
It is a night that is turning cold in Upper Dublin.
Yeah, it
That's
certainly is
something-
getting crisp out here. Sun was down when we started at 7 o'clock. About a month ago, the sun was going down in the first half.
Yeah, started this season in T-shirts and shorts. Now we're both in hoodies and
Sweatshirts,
sweats.
vests, flannels, you'll see it all.
It's going to be a carry up the middle, and once again, rinse and repeat. Run there by McIntyre. Under 5 minutes remaining here. Unlike Madden, can't just go to the next play and watch the play clock go down.
Under 5 to go here.
I'll see you in the playoffs. I'll be here. This will be games I'll be coming.
4:30 left. .4:14 left. 5 seconds on the game clock. It's going to be a pitch outside. They're going to go to the far side of the field. And a good burst here by McIntyre. He's still up. Brought down at around the 35. And are they going to call him out of bounds?
Yeah, they're going to mark him out there. First down. 4 minutes to go here.
Clock running now, under 4 minutes.
So we talked about Upper Dublin. Let's talk about this Souderton team.
Well, they're still a good team.
But
Don't
this
let
is-
this take that away from them. They are still a very good team that's going to get some home field games to start off. They'll see what happens with how it squares up with Quakertown, because if Quakertown loses to Upper Dublin, Souderton will still be the second seed. And they've got to think about when they come back, if they play Upper Dublin again, how they're going to beat through this running game and how they're going to get their offense going. They got to stop the Upper Dublin run, because the Upper Dublin run has set up the Upper Dublin pass.
Yeah, I mean, just offensively for Souderton.
They could probably play some off coverage and try to stop the run.
I agree, but offensively for the
That's the real
that's the
issue.
real problem. They came into this game thinking their offensive line was going to be bigger than UD's defensive line. They're going to run the football, make this game short, and keep the score low. That has not happened. There is some soul searching. Are they going to have to throw the football more if they see this kind of a football team again, or are they going to? How are they going to change their blocking assignments to get the running game going?
This is why it's great for them, though, that they have this regular season game to figure that out.
Yeah.
And for Upper Dublin, they just got to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, the brand of football they play
no
is
need
very,
to-
very sustainable.
No need to fix something that isn't broken. McIntyre bounces outside, moving around, trying to weave for the first, and we're now under 2:30.
No rush here. You would expect to see the play clock come all the way down.
And yeah, McIntyre just racking up the carries. He's a senior, so it's not like you're trying to protect him for next year. Next week, and also, Upper Dublin, I would not be surprised. I know Coach Dover wants to go for the perfect season, but if they win this game, they seal up the first seed, so you could see them maybe being a little more lenient with who's getting the ball.
Yeah, and Quakertown's a pretty good football team that they're going to see next week. They're certainly no slouch.
A home
team.
game, too, which is nice.
And remember, last year, Upper Dublin really struggled in Quakertown,
Whoa.
31-0.
That's a pancake block there
Yeah.
by Campbell. That was big Martin Campbell, the massive running back. Man.
Yeah, I was just saying, Upper Dublin really did struggle with that Quakertown team last year. They went up there and lost 31-0. It was a pretty rough showing for them, and we'll see what they can do this year, try and get a little bit of revenge and go for that perfect season.
Yeah, Martin Campbell.
Oh, he's big.
He's a big man. Moves like Hayes, blocks like Hutchinson.
Sure.
And now into the V form. And as we go into V formation, the Philadelphia Phillies go up 3-1 off a Gene Segura single. So
Victory
a good night all around in Upper Dublin.
Victory formation for the Cardinals.
One more play. Phillies up 3-1. Cardinals lock up the first seed. They just have to knee it down one more time.
And they
both teams getting ready to shake hands.
And they lock up the first seed in victory formation with a 31-point victory.
A statement
Yes.
to the rest of the conference.
For sure.
There we go. That will do it. Upper Dublin wins again. We stay with you till you hit triple zeros. Clock going down. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. You know what's going on. Upper Dublin, we'll go over the list one more time. They win. They seal up the first seed. They win by 31 points. They get home playoff games. The rest of their games in this conference will be home. Quakertown, then potentially 4 playoff games if they go all the way. And they become co-champions of the league automatically with this victory. It is an all-around great game for Upper Dublin. I'm CJ Ambrose with Jake Levine, bringing you this game on camera. It's Zechariah Holman. Thank you to John Squarey. Thank you to Jason Tranis and everyone else who put this together. The Cardinals win as they look to continue the winning streak and finish out the perfect season next week here at Upper Dublin versus Quakertown. Be sure to watch it on UD Media on YouTube.